Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and this is Ship Updates. Now, today's show is going to be a little bit light as there was not that much going on in terms of information that we can release or information that we saw released on Star Citizen this week, and specifically about ships. But we did get some interesting stuff. There's this video here, which is the art sneak peek, which is from ATV yesterday, which of course shows the Freelancer interiors. Now, the Freelancer is a ship that obviously is getting a major redesign and refit. It's looking really, really good and much more attractive than the original in-hangar version that we've had for God knows how long now. It's finally getting its rework. We also got a lot of detail on the Constellation in a special design segment there with, I believe it was Chris Smith. And we saw a whole bunch of the newly redesigned Connie, and the Connie is looking much, much better. Of course, the Connie will be flyable in AC 2.0, and it almost seemed on Reverse the Verse today that a hint was dropped that AC 2.0 would, they didn't want to release AC 2.0 while the Santa Monica team was in a move. So I almost want to guess that probably just after the anniversary sale is possibly when we would see it. Now, I don't think that they have a set date. Obviously, they're working on they said in around the verse that everything that was going to be included in it is included in it, and now it's just a question of working out the bugs. So hopefully very, very soon we are going to actually see AC 2.0. I don't know if it's going to be a staggered release or a full release. As far as I'm aware, they did not say whether it was going to be one or the other, though they did say that a staggered release often helps. Hopefully it won't be. Hopefully everyone will be able to play, but who knows? And then we also found out that the Cutlass post may be later today. Now, the Cutlass post will also hopefully include some details. It has to be approved by Chris. So as of the time that I'm recording this, which is right after Reverse the Verse, it has not been approved yet. So hopefully we'll see it today, but there are no guarantees as of yet. Also, if you watched Around the Verse and you saw the Cutlass segment, you would see that the Xi'an Scout was being worked on in the background. Unfortunately, the camera that was being used from that angle wasn't high def enough to really make out any details apart from the fact that it was the ship. So hopefully very soon we're going to be seeing more details on that ship. Is it still going to be possibly, hangar ready for AC 2.0? I'm kind of thinking no now. Just seeing them work on it. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but it seemed like they were still working on the model itself, so I can't really see it being hangar ready. I wish it was. I hope it is, but hopefully I'm wrong and they were just working on in-flight animations or something like that. So maybe still, but who knows. Now, of course, the Xi'an Scout. Chances are we are probably going to see it next week in the anniversary sale. Now, the anniversary sale, a lot of you guys remember last year, is usually a time when some bombshells get dropped. And we're going to kind of speculate on that in a little bit. You remember that there was a ship, barely anybody noticed it, and no one really ever talked about it, the Javelin. That was dropped last year's anniversary sale. We also, once again, we got our, chances at the Banu Merchantman, the Caterpillar, the Xi'an Scout, of course, made a big splash with some new art, and, there was rumors that it was going into production at the beginning of the new year, and then, unfortunately, fate intervened and pushed the Xi'an Scout back again. There was a lot of stuff that was sold then. So, I mean, I would say that probably, are you going to see the Banu Merchantman? Yeah. Are you going to see the Caterpillar? Probably. Very likely. Super Hornet, of course. I mean, the Super Hornet I almost goes without saying that they're going to be selling the Super Hornet again at the concept or the anniversary sale. But they also said that they were going to, one, two, maybe three concepts being released. So what are one, two, maybe three concepts? And what ships would they release? Now, there's two obvious standouts. Reliant variants. Now, we haven't seen the Reliant variants yet, but we were told that, just a little while ago that they were pretty much done. So I'd say that we're going to see the Reliant variants at the anniversary sale. The Crucible. I think there's a very high probability that the Crucible is going to drop at the anniversary sale. I mean, the Crucible is a very, it's a ship that people have been talking about, a long time. Or, a mobile repair ship, room to dock, a Hornet or a 300 or a Gladiator inside of it. I think there's probably a high probability that we'll see that. The Prowler, not so much, because that just went out for concept. And I doubt it's finished. I mean, they were still working on the Tavaran style sheet and all that. I mean, they have to design the art of an entire race to go along with it. So chances of it being the Prowler, probably very low. But there is kind of a possibility here, and I would say probably more likely than the Prowler being sold is the Drake Buccaneer. Now, before you go like, oh, that's never gonna happen. They just threw that in. I mean, you have to kind of understand like my point of view here and the context of this. If you've ever read the Cutlass thread, which is where Ben dropped his little bombshell earlier this week, and that's a very contentious thread, and that's not the friendliest thread on the forums. It's it can get pretty crazy in that thread sometimes, and you wouldn't really want to go in that thread and drop a bombshell like the Buccaneer, if you didn't already have a plan in place. I mean, you wouldn't do that. I mean, it would be like, I mean, it would be like pumping gas while, holding a road flare. It's something that or a lit road flare. It's just something that you wouldn't do ordinarily unless you had a plan in place. And I think that, that little comment in that thread was just to kind of warm people up to the possibility that this was going to happen. And we did find out some details on the Buccaneer. I was finally able to get another question in on the verse, and it would be more maneuverable. It would be less cargo than the Drake Cutlass. Now I'm going to go along and speculate it's probably faster, just based on more maneuverable, less cargo. So it's probably going to be a little less of a weighty ship. So I think faster is a reasonable assumption to make. But we also found out that it's going to be the same price. So $100. So you can go in, buy, if you own a Cutlass, you'll be able to change it 1-for-1 with the Buccaneer. Or the Buccaneer would basically be about $100. So pricing has already been decided for it. And, they're talking about it. Now, the Buccaneer is a name that's been thrown around. I think it goes all the way back to 2013 when the first writer's guide, came out. Once again, I was mentioning that in the other video where they first mentioned the Buccaneer, and the name has been dropped a few times since. I'm kind of thinking that very much like the Saber, all of a sudden this concept ship drops and everyone's just going nuts. It's a great way to kind of drive buzz about the game and stuff like that. I'm thinking the Buccaneer is finished and we're going to see it at the anniversary sale. And I realize I could be wrong, and I'm going out on a limb here. I'm thinking it's done. CIG is famous for holding things back and being a little bit further ahead than they let on. I'm thinking that the Drake Buccaneer is a finished concept and it's going to be sold at the anniversary sale. I realize I'm taking a risk saying that, but that's what I think. I think that we are going to be seeing something very interesting in terms of the Drake Buccaneer with the anniversary sale. If I'm wrong, then possibly I'm overextending, but let's wait and see. Less than a week to go before that kicks off, so who knows. Anyways, that's all the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.